Hi there, you're probably asking why I'm filming in a cemetery. Well, it's more than a cemetery. It's actually part of London's fascinating history. We're here in the Brompton Cemetery in the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea in West London. Brompton Cemetery was purchased from Lord Kensington in 1840, and there were more than 35,000 monuments here alone. It really is an intriguing place, and thousands of graves and people buried here. Now, what I find so fascinating is the variety of what we have here. We have family plots, we have family vaults like this one, and we have individual graves like the one just down here. Here's a fascinating example of design. This is the grave of General Alexander Anderson, and he was a Royal Marine in the Light Infantry. And you can see the cannonballs there. He died in 1877. Now, if the cemetery looks familiar, well, you'd probably be right, because it's featured in films including Wisdom of Crocodiles, Crush, and Johnny English. Now, many well-known people are buried in the graves here. They include the actor Brian Glover, Henry Cole, the founder of the Victoria and Albert Museum, Royal Albert Hall, the Royal College of Music and the Great Exhibition. He was also the inventor of the Christmas card. Charles Fremantle's buried here. He founded the Swan River Colony in Western Australia. George Goldie, who was the founder of Nigeria, was buried here. Richard Tauber, the opera singer, and of course my favourite, Emelyn Pankhurst. They were all buried here, but of course everybody buried here meant something to somebody. So they're all well known in their own way. Perhaps one of the most interesting people buried here was Native American Sioux Chief Long Wolf, who died in 1892 while travelling with Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. His remains were removed in 1997 and taken back to South Dakota, his ancestral home. The cemetery was designed to have the feel of an open-air cathedral, and as you can see, the little chapel over there was made in the style of the Basilica of St. Peter's in Rome, and that was built in 1839. Now, I love this design. It's very European in style, as you can see. Below the colonnades are catacombs, which were originally conceived as a cheap alternative to burial plots in the cemetery. They never, though, took off. Now, an interesting bit of trivia. Beatrix Potter, who lived nearby, took her characters' names from the gravestones. So we've got a Mr. McGregor, a Mr. Nutkins, and even a Peter Rabbit here. Apparently, Mr. McGregor's walled garden was based on the colonnades. Looks familiar? Now, I've known this cemetery for many years, but I've really only used it as a route from A to B. But it's so interesting just to be here. And it's not just simply a cemetery, as I say, with so much fascinating history. It's a great open space, and if you need somewhere to come and think and just be in your own, this is the place to do it. I know lots of people who come here and study, people come here to paint, whatever, but it's extremely relaxing. So if you do find yourself in London, you want to know a bit about London's history, or you just want to escape from it all, well, come here to the Brompton Cemetery. Definitely recommend it. Right.